Hi guys, welcome back to the Market Monitor. Let's start by discussing what's gone on in the markets over the past week, and we will start firstly with the breadth analysis. So, welcome firstly to the new Winning Edge protocol. This is the new sort of web page that I have designed over the past weekend, put in tons and tons of effort into it, and I hope that you guys like it. I would love to hear your feedback on it. But we will be now introducing new things into the Market Monitor and this community. And that starts number one with the breadth protocol, right? So let's have a look at the winning edge. What is going on in the markets overall? All right. So if we have a look at ticker thrust, firstly, it's important to understand that on Friday, 50.2% of stocks closed positive, which means that was the tape that advanced. And the 20% in 5 days was only 16 names. And the 4% volume moves, 61 were positive, 20 were negative. All right. Now, what I want you guys to understand is that the tail of the tape currently is showcasing to us that it is a risk off environment, and we will double check this with stocks, right? There's weak participation, it is small sizes or a sit out market, and that is very, very evident. Now, the reason for that is that the 20, 50, and 200% are all below the 50% mark, and we can see that right here. The percentage above the small simple moving average for the 20-day is only 32% of stocks, 50 days only 47% of stocks, and 200-day is only 42% of stocks, right? And that is not a good sign. Net new highs, new lows, while they are improving, overall price and breadth trend are both negative, and the 10-day average advanced decline is also not giving a strong direction. It is just middling. If we have a look, right, at the net new highs and the net new lows over the past sort of 3 months, is it? Yeah, it's in the 3 month range. We can see that while over here we had a lot of net lows, then we had a steady net high rise. Recently, while these net highs have been there, the market action, however, has been quite choppy in comparison. And recently, we can see a very clear decline in the amount of net new highs, right? Also, if you have a look, then evidently there is a decline in the terms of percentage of stocks that are moving 20%, and up 30% has been increasing in the last 3 or 4 days. So that is interesting to note, right? So what is that possibly telling us? That stocks that move well are there, but that's like what, 7 names, right, out of the entire universe of 2000. So that is important to keep in mind. The 10-day moving average is 1.5% away from the moving averages. The 20-day moving average, the small cap index, sorry, is 1.5% away from the 10-day moving average, and 1% away from the 20-day moving average, and it is above the 50-day moving average. And that was seen, right, in the action that we saw on Friday, where the markets tried coming to the 50-day but bounced very well, which is a good sign. You've taken a support from the 50 here, 50 here, and now 50 here as well. So that is very positive signs. Of course, we've like spoken about this time and time again about how the breadth is just declining across all sort of moving averages. However, it's interesting to see that the 200 moving average, right, the percentage of stocks above that is on a constant incline and very near to breaking above this 50% line, which is exactly what we want to see. So that is the breadth protocol. All right, it is very clear that it is a risk off market as of right now, but things can change pretty fast. Let's see what's happening in the market monitor in terms of the news flow that is coming into the markets. So on Friday, FII sold 4,000 crores worth of stock. DIIs bought 5,500 crores worth of stock, right? So heavy selling, and of course DIIs, like always, heavy buying taking place. If we look at some global cues, we can see very clearly that S&P 500 closed positive, but the QQQ was very bad, right? And if we actually look at the state of the QQQ, we can see that it is really now entering into a bear market. This, not a bear market, but at least a correction, right? We can see that you're making lower lows, lower highs, so it's not looking good. The trend has shifted. Nikkei, Hang Seng, Shanghai, and Kospi. Kospi is like just taking a beating across every single time. This has entered a bear market, I'm pretty sure. Is it more than 30%? Yeah, so this has entered a bear market, Kospi has, and Nifty 50 again, very trendless, very choppy, right? We can see that right here, trendless as of right now, closed well, but let's see what happens there. However, the small cap index is looking very nice on the monthly time frame. We've discussed this time and time again. This almost looks like 1 month of a wait, just August, just wait in August, and then September onwards, we could be on for an amazing, amazing run upwards.